Hello boys, my name is Cleoshi and welcome back to, not necessarily blind playthrough anymore since I've done it and I'm looking at stuff, so I guess there's that. But really a bonus content part for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. In the last video we left off doing the tediousness that is gem grinding. I did come back a little bit and I am gonna show you that I did upgrade quite a few classes since then. Noah has like 6 classes, 7, 8 classes to go now. So he is behind, but we'll be using the level 1 trick from now on to help him out. And every other character has maxed out every single class in the game. So at least 5 of the 6 characters are strong. And that's what counts, right? Don't worry about Noah, he'll get there too. Of course, we have him set to level 1 as part of the grind, but anyway, we're here in the Hovering Reefs, and don't worry, I already got my food buff. I did that all off screen just to save you guys the stress, and I think I'm going to be doing that for a while. Alright, so now we're going to do something very interesting. We're actually going to go around and kill all sorts of different enemies. The idea here is just speed kill everything, and then reload the area to do it again. The enemies we need are Auxillas. Unfortunately, they are only really found in good numbers here. And on top of that, they are not really that... They are kind of tricky to get material drops out of. The good thing is you only need the common materials to get this done. For those of you who don't know, you can get all sorts of different stuff doing this correctly. But yeah, you basically just quickly kill a bunch of enemies and do other stuff. Also, Noah is constantly leveling up because he is very low right now. We do not need easy dog tags, but we kind of just have to kill these guys as they're here anyway. Now, may as well. Now, eventually I am gonna start using Uni for most of the regular battles. Because Uni, yep, she has the hammer now. I finally gave someone, really quick. The idea is we're basically just killing absolutely everything in this area. When it gets close to being done, we're going to do the reload trick to respawn everything. The only annoying part is there is no good landmark close to all these enemies. So we kind of just have to do all sorts of other stuff. The big thing we're looking for is Auxillas, which are unfortunately only found here for this area, or I think there's also some in Agnes Castle as well. By the way, I forgot to mention, yeah, we do have a lot of Peevesy dog saves, so we're actually going to be trying to skip as many of these as we can. So that means we'll actually probably be running from most of them. The main things we want are the robots here. There are all sorts of different robots we can kill, even some early level gas trees up front too that we can kill. They're pretty low, by the way, so they probably won't really hit you much, even though she does have a little bit less defense. We're using her simply because this class has a lot of useful tools to do other stuff really quick. Also, the bow down is really nice for interrupting enemies' attacks. That is a thing you can do. I think we are going to need gas trays materials. This is simply why we are doing this. simple reason why we're doing this a lot. Just for that. This is basically the other way to grind. And no, Auxillas for some reason do not have a unique monster. The good news is you only need their common materials, though farming those can be a bit tricky. As far as I'm aware, Keeves Castle is one of the best places to find them regularly. Well, outside of Keeves Castle specifically. It's one of the better spots to farm them. There's a Spectials, which I haven't even seen. Those are Velites. I don't even know what these things are. I'll have to go up just to see if those are... Yeah, again, not really much good places to farm Auxillas. I think I actually kind of have the strat down, though. Kind of weird, if you ask me. You'd think that there'd be more spots for those to spawn in the main, but there aren't. In fact, there's hardly any spots to spawn at all. This is probably definitely the most tedious farm to do in the game in terms of the regular stuff. The only good thing is you only need the common materials, but they're still kind of tough to get. So I'm going to show you basically the route I'm going to take, and I do want to leave the Keeves soldiers alive simply due to the fact that I can use their effects to stuff a bit later. Anyways, my first route would take me down there, where there are two enemies up here, but I actually forgot to come up here to check stuff out, so I'm gonna come up here, and I was correct in doing so because there is another Auxilla. They have kind of like this weird beam arm or something, and have pizza. They're pretty easy to kill, as they have lower... They are one of the weaker Vekon type enemies to kill. So we can take them out pretty quick. So we're basically just going around sniping each of these and then running away from everything else. If we pull something else, which we'll likely do at least a few times, since all enemies in this area do not care about aggro, they will auto aggro, regardless of how close you are. So anyways, I'm gonna go up. Anyways, come up here and kill these two Auxillas, and from here you'll get a lot of experience, and then from here you can just take this chain down to the remaining enemies. And then there'll be two more Auxillas over here. You might want to kill some of the other enemies as well, because they are... These other Mechons are also needed. So yeah. Most of this is just extra materials from later. We are skipping the Keeves soldiers, however, because we do not want to get them done. Basically, these guys with the guns, these robot things with the guns, these are the Auxillas. Thankfully, they're pretty fast to kill, even with one of our characters at level 1. Then whenever you are done with them, you just do the give up target strat, and then you'll immediately reload to your previous point, which for some reason the game doesn't recognize a landmark that's close to the area. So like I said, this area's pretty tedious. There's not really a good landmark, so you do have to go down one bit. I guess you can reload on the other side instead if you want to do that instead, but Our buys. It could be a bit tricky. Alright. Now, if you're probably wondering why I'm running this route like this, well, not only do I want to sell different alterations, but I want to show what is believed to be the best way to farm the materials, because I feel like if you guys see me do it more, it'll be better. Whereas if I skip the gen grinding and just, oh, I suddenly have like 10 gems, it's not going to make for a fun playthrough. And also, I kind of want to show Noah getting some breakups on his class, and the only way to realistically do that in a fast manner is to make him level 1. So I basically just do that. That ensures that he's getting the maximum CP from battle and the other stuff. That being said, if you are picking a spot, the upper top area is probably the best here because there are 3 Auxillas versus 2, so you get quite a few chances to get materials. And by the way, if you aggro anything that isn't, or more specifically, a Keep Soldier, which we've killed so many of them already we don't really need, you can just run away. It's not really that big of a deal. Do feel free to kill all the other enemies here though too, especially if you have low materials on some of these. I know I'm running very low Centris materials, so I'm definitely going to still pick up those. Now the Hammerhead character, or the Ogre class that I'm using right now, is specifically for later, simply because it has a much higher chance to land breaks than usual. This will help us out, especially against these, especially since we're going into like the level 86 boss. Even though we outpower it by quite a bit, breaks are still not very likely to hit it. So yeah, it's kind of tricky. Now I can drop up to purple materials certainly, but they'll likely drop commons instead. Thankfully you only do need the commons, which is nice. Alright, now we're done with that, so we're gonna again target our enemy, get up. This is actually significantly faster, yes. In every, no matter what farm you do, this is me doing the retry strategy. This is significantly faster than doing basically anything else, since like, also you could just spawn right next to this guy, so you can kind of just do that and then start the loop as well. We probably don't need to necessarily kill all these enemies, but if you need the extra materials, you're definitely going to want to kill all the extra Mechon. But especially if you're like low on Gastries materials, I recommend killing those 2 over there. But we're going to get most of the materials we need from a unique later, so we're not going to really do that. Thankfully, that one will be pretty easy to do because we already know who we're facing for that. You guys probably remember him as the worst unique monster ever up to this point. He just had a lot of AoE and it was really brutal to do for some reason. Purple drops will still unfortunately happen, that's just kind of the rule of this. Kind of just hoping to get... For some reason they drop more yellow materials than anything here, but again, I can't really think of a better spot to grind this. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Also, there's no other enemies around here, so you can kind of just cut through here to save a bit of time as well. As long as you're 99, it should be fine. And no, there's no reason to do long, drawn-out battles with the day strategy. So we kind of just go to wherever there's more Auxillas. If there was a unique Auxilla, we would be killing it, but killing it and do the low-level bind strat instead. But it doesn't work, unfortunately. Alright. It's kind of annoying when you get, like, nothing but yellow tears. Alright. And yes, I did check aside from answers. I think those are also completely different from usual. So it's not that there are not any terrible spots to farm these. It's just that this spot as a whole is awkward. By the way, if you don't want to deal with the drop setups, you can go for a drop rate reduction or just not have an enemy drop boost on your thing. Alright, that's done. Wait a minute. Oh no, wait, that has the shield. Yeah, that's a Cigarettes. It has a gun, like the Auxilla, but it has a shield, whereas the Auxilla does not have a shield. The amount of details they put into these different enemies really makes you appreciate this game's uniqueness with the monster design. I think it's quite fun. And also, it's nice to see like a different way of grinding. And no, you're not, even if you do the day strategy, you're probably better off just getting like one day's combo, which even then is quite rare. I guess if you really do not want to get the other stuff done, one thing you can do, and I'm actually going to maybe try in a couple of minutes, is actually something very ingenious. You probably will only be able to do this for up to 2 minutes, but this is a strat you can do at any point, and it actually can work pretty well given enough time. To make it as efficient as possible, though, you're probably going to want to start with a break anyway, but the idea is you basically want to switch to a character who has a break. Then you're going to want to just... It doesn't really even take that long. You basically just set them to file the leader, and then you just kind of wait. So you do a lot of solo grinding. So if you want to do a day's fight, you can do this. Then you manually use Topple and Daze, and then you turn off Follow Leader briefly. And ideally, somebody uses Burst and finishes the fight for you. But unfortunately, we did not get that to happen. So that was a bit frustrating. I'm gonna try and... Actually, I should just look. Who has the bright art? I should just try to get that up on somebody. I just want to see who has the... Okay, you have the way home, so you're going to start off the battle. That should hopefully give Mio's arts a chance to get up a cooldown. This will be different based off of your route, but yeah. By the way, many people are probably wondering what is even happening and why I'm even doing this. Well, that's because, well, whenever you select the option to follow leader, the first thing that will happen is you actually will not have to deal with extra effects for a while. Now, there is a little bit of a problem with this. If you do take too long, you will obviously lose the effect. Also, you don't want to... So, yeah. And so I think the enemies are way too weak health-wise to do this, so it'd probably be better to just do that. Basically, what I was trying to do is basically do a whole combo manually on my own without any extra setup. So I would get Tyon's art up, then I'd use Tyon's break, switch to Bio, use her break, then her topple, then her daze, and then switch back to Tyon to use his burst, and that's the idea, so we could actually fit a daze combo in. But if I'm gonna be honest, I probably, if I was gonna do that, I probably should just make it so that they heavily out-level us, and that would probably work better, but again, that doesn't really change the dropping rate, unfortunately, so unfortunately, this one will probably be done mostly off-screen, so I think you know the route now enough. Done it for about 20 minutes or so. So we're gonna go to the next area. It's actually a bit more interesting of a grind. This one is located in Origin and is located between a lower storage area. Basically a lower east gate. We need a level 86 monster in particular. That is what we're going to be farming here. First, though, we are going to go back to another rest point. Oh! Oh, wait, we never killed this thing. That's right, we skipped that. Or, rather, it fell off a cliff, so we didn't actually get it. Oh, okay, so we still need to kill this thing. Alright, one thing I am going to do as part of the setup, though, is go to this random cabin of the bravery in the middle of nowhere. We'll, reduce our level back to level 1 on Noah, so he gets the maximum experience, since I think I do want to chain this as well. I normally don't chain these. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Thankfully, it's actually pretty easy to, if you hold, I'm playing on like a big stick now, if you hold left on the control stick and left on an air D-pad at the same time, then you can actually make the level scroll go way faster. I just found out about it only a couple of days ago, and it actually is really helpful if you're trying to get your characters down level to level 1. And again, we're doing that because we want to increase his CP gain as high as possible. So to max it out, I think we are going to chain this monster just as an extra safety to make sure he falls, but then once we get his gravestone, we can basically fight him all we want. Now, this one is a bit more tedious because, as you can see, this monster, yeah, it loves to stay near the edge and just be a little pest. So what we're gonna have to do is, we're going to first have to lure it over here. We're gonna have to use our lure effect. And we're gonna see how far we can run away. Okay, I think we learned it enough. Now we're going to have Uni go to the side, simply to the fact that we should be able to knock back. Let's actually see if we can get some extra stuff done. Also, this is a level 86 monster, so it's going to be a really long battle. We're going to want to position Uni here simply due to the fact that if she knocks back, it'll be to the side we want. Okay, there's the hit. This is the reason why we have the Hammerhead, just to guarantee the hit, and also to stop her from using pressure drop, which is the launch ability. We probably should have the burst ability on second thought, but it's fine. Use this. The only problem is sometimes when a character bursts, they'll sometimes knock the enemy the wrong way. And yes, this is a level 86 monster, so prepare for a very long fight. You can kind of see why I initially skipped this monster. It just didn't seem as worth it. I'll just blow pressure jump right now. Ooh, somebody other than Uni got Dave. Oh, we messed up. Oh wow, we got Dave jump really quickly there. I don't know how we're suddenly getting breaks, but typically this 86 monster resists it all the time, but I guess having more breaks does help out a lot. One of the other characters, I believe, does have a breakthrough as well, so that is also partially helping. So I thought it would be taking a bit longer. But here you can see the real power of Hammer. Well, and I keep thinking a Hammer class. Let's just call it Big Hammer class. Ogre is really good for that reason. It really helps make sure that you can break. And you get it at the highest rank by first leveling it all the way up to level 20. That days, it's pretty good. Go ahead and blow my Talon Arm again for some extra damage. Yeah, this is a weird Vokooku kind of enemy. And yes, this is what we need as far as I'm aware. I know where this one is because a specific thing it mentions is you basically need to first lure it away from the edge of the area. Obviously, when you kill monsters at all, when they're off a cliff, it'll be really awkward. Oh, we missed our extra thing. Okay, there we go. I guess another big help is every single active character except a couple of them at least have a break guard, and usually a topple or daze as well, or just that instead. Alright. But anyways, level 86 monster, not much else to say. It's gonna be a really long fight. It's also why I came here a bit earlier. And yes, for those of you who don't know, I do have Oracles turned off by default. I'm gonna set this in first just to make sure that they're focusing on that. Alright. So far we're getting a lot of useful materials. Annoyingly enough, one of the items we need from it is actually a common material, or kind of a yellow, which is a mixture between. Oh yeah, I guess one thing I usually want to do is, especially on Uni in particular, or whichever character is using Hammer, you want to have them with, instead of the launch, you want the burst action. It's just a safety in case a burst happens, and although you could technically control another character, I recommend controlling Uni alone. That ability just gave all of our cooldowns back instantly. Whatever that is really helping out with this grind. I think I'm gonna probably... I might actually save this setup as like a completely separate grind setup and just use this permanently. And maybe change a couple of field classes around. By the way, I do have a Life Sage in this battle. I found Life Sage is probably slightly better at keeping stuff alive than Signifier. Although Signifier probably does work as well, I just think Life Sage has really good healing power in general. So I think, definitely for these later fights, we're going to want to have a Life Sage in battle at all times. Alright. Okay, perfect. Anyway, we're getting a nice lawn battle. Nice. Annoyingly enough, we do not have a break guard. Alright. But yeah, not much else to say. A level 86 monster, definitely gonna get a lot of materials from it. Dooku's kind of a weird kind of enemy. And we need its, not its purple, but its, materials, orange materials in particular. I think it just evaded all of our attacks there. Right, there we go. The good thing is, you'll probably only have to do one fight with this guy, since he's level 8, 1 or 2 fights, depending on the materials you collected previously, because, like I said, he's a really good thing. I think we used that as you did an evasion on, so he did not get hit there, unfortunately. You also get some extra phases in a chain attack, so we'll probably do that. If we could stop getting stuck by his arts and also start getting plagued. Oh my gosh, now he's starting to resist everything. That was at least 3 times we had to wait before it finally came up. Put it done, finally. That took a while to start up. I'm gonna do this chain just for some extra experience, of course. I'm gonna use Yin first. I don't know what else to do. Alright. As close to 90% points as possible. I'll try to make this a quick chain if I can, but I can't guarantee that it'll go fast. Because of our setup, I think going for Tyon and Beauty would be better. Potentially as a backup, so if we get the are forced into the backup, we are definitely going to do that. First, we'll get Mail's Trap first. Okay, now we're going to use you. Use your first as well. There we go. Some materials on top of that. Then use. There we go. All we want is about a 300% or so XP boost. But also like it lasts longer. I'm gonna actually go for the healer one again on purpose, just so we can actually get a good percentage here. I think that'll work. Oh, it gives us. Oh, okay. That first one doesn't matter. That's just like a not bad thing. But we got a burst anyway. Alright, I'm gonna use you so you get a second burst. Days. That's a good thing about having the ogres. You have a much easier chance of breaking enemies. If I had found out about this sooner, I probably would have had one for longer, but early on, it's not really that good. Alright, we don't really have a good way to do is start setup consistently. So I was gonna use you. Get that burst out of the way. Try your break. Wow, that worked actually. It could be that one Cena has her Hagar. It could be what's causing that. This is mostly just to get a better art animation because these guys are DPS and they'll do more damage. We do that. Alright, I'm gonna pick you first. Yeah, we can do that. Usually daze with one of our other characters and then use one final burst a little bit later. Also, I think just extended tail like this works really well because you get at least one final burst. I don't know if those materials stay on the ground for forever though. This is a little bit of a problem, but whatever. Alright. We use your burst, so you have to play on things to finish this off. Won't be quite 200%, but it's not. Guess I could have used first with somebody else. That works really well. Only Noah realistically got any good CP there, but that's fine. So you almost got to rank 20 almost just for one battle. We got about quite a few of the stuff that we need from us. This is quite a long battle, so I don't know if I want to show doing that, so... You know what? Save your stress. I'm just gonna hang the episode right here, guys. Sorry about that, but that is going to be the end of this episode because I am ending this one right here. Still, if you guys enjoyed, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.